Like, I didn't take any courses or have any mentors or any of that shit. Like, I just sat on that platform and experimented with other brands' products. Will this boost sales? Will this boost sales? And so I felt like I really was developing this like really sick formula for scale. So I had like this light bulb come on. I'm like, yo, I'm pretty sure I could build a bigger business than all of these guys and actually build a brand I cared about. That was part of my problem at the time too. The closer I got with these companies, the more I realized they didn't really give a shit about their products, brands. They're doing all this weird stuff with the labels, like really scammy supplement shit. The combination of those two things prompted me to take my little bit of savings and start my first company.
Robert Oliver, I'm really excited to have you on, bro. Like, honestly, this is going to be very, very valuable. I think it's going to be one of the good ones on the channel for sure. So I want to start right off the bat. I give introductions prior to the video, but I want to start off with just maybe your quick introduction of yourself, and then I want to just get right into the journey, bro, because I want to really connect the dots to where you're at today from where you began. I always find that to be super interesting. So if you wouldn't mind, would you mind giving yourself like a quick introduction?
Yeah, I suck at intros, I'll be honest. Robert Oliver. I think I just love like internet money and life maxing. I think those two things go to hand in hand. Specifically, like I built a company called the Genius Brand, a very strong Amazon only brand from like 2013 to 2018. Sold that, kind of done some private equity stuff, started another portfolio of brands, and I'm just all about it. I love the freedom that the internet enables, and I guess kind of getting to live that message.
I love that. Life maxing. That's a banger phrase. So let me ask you this then. Where did the journey begin, bro? Because now, you're maxing out your life. Like, you've reached a pretty high level if we're talking about just like internet business. Where did it begin with business?
Yeah, I graduated college in 2013. I graduated a semester early because I'd done Running Start. I was going to take that semester off and just like, I don't know, chill and figure out my life. And it didn't really work that way. Like I got kind of an itch to wander into some business world. So I started kind of following around my dad, my uncle, a couple different people. And long story short, my uncle was making a shit ton of money on like helping brands sell on Amazon. And he was in like the consumer electronics world. So like Rockford Fosgate, Sonos, those types of brands. And I'll be honest with you, like I've never really considered my uncle that sharp. We don't really get along anymore anyway. But this dude was making a killing. And so I was like, well, there's something, and he like wasn't working that hard. So I was like, there's something going on with this Amazon thing. And basically that prompted me to, explore a little bit more. I realized that like this, there's tens of millions of dollars in sales being done here, like around the clock, nonstop. I was like, I could probably sell anything on here. So I decided I wanted to do what he was doing, help other brands sell, but in an area that I actually cared about. And that was supplements. And so that's where, my whole journey started.
And that was back in 2016, 17?
That was like 2014.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, that was like 2014. So I started as I guess what you'd call that like an agency. I didn't really think of it like that at the time. I was just like, I can help these brands sell on Amazon. I can get a piece of them. I can learn the business, or a piece of the sales. I can make some income here. And I guess that was like where I first started to really appreciate the internet and Amazon being this vehicle where you could just do shit you're interested in. Because I loved supplements. I loved working out. I love training. Like, it ties back into that whole life maxing shit, right? Like I try to be in shape and be the best version of me. And so I was like, oh, I get to work in an industry I like and actually make some money doing it. So that was the start.
Wow. Okay, so 2014, you began by just basically doing this for other businesses. I'm guessing, I don't want to spoil it, but that eventually turned into you saying like, oh, I can do this myself. Like I'm helping these brands do it and they're making a killing now. Let me do that myself. So how did you then go from that to starting your own supplement brand? Because that's what you did, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. So I'm in this space. Like, it's funny because when I started, all you had to do was get products listed. And like all of a sudden people were calling me like the expert. And I felt nothing, fancy about it. But as it kind of went on, I was like, oh, okay, if you get reviews, if you put keywords here, like I didn't take any courses or have any mentors or any of that shit. Like I just sat on that platform and experimented with other brands' products and like, will this boost sales? Will this boost sales? And so I felt like I really was developing this like really sick formula for scale. got brands that are, they're doing like a couple $100,000 a month everywhere else. And then they get on Amazon and like their first month, they're doing like close to 100,000. I'm like, guys, you should focus on this platform. And still none of these brands were taking it that seriously. They're like, okay, yeah, it's cool. Like we'll pay your commission. We'll try some stuff, but none of them were taking that seriously. We're taking it that seriously. So I had like this light bulb come on. I'm like, yo, I'm pretty sure I could build a bigger business than all of these guys and actually build a brand I cared about. That was part of my problem at the time too. The closer I got with these companies, the more I realized they didn't really give a shit about their products or, brands. They're doing all this weird stuff with the labels, like really scammy supplement shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so the combination of those two things prompted me to take my little bit of savings and start my first company and really, really not look back. Like it was right place, right time. I had this playbook perfected, found a manufacturer and just hit the ground running.
Wow.